Okay, so today I'm going to have a little look at the Behringer Crave, have a little play with this synth. It's got its own sequencer on it, which is something that I always like, and it's semi-modular, so you've got all these lovely bits to plug into. I'm trying to video in a slightly different way, so I'm doing the playing with the instrument while I'm doing the sounding. The other thing that it's got, which is quite good, is it's got an envelope on, so it's like a latch mode, so you can hear the variety of sounds it's capable of making without actually having to play a note. I mean, you can play the keyboard as well. Oh, I've got quite a bit of noise on that one there. But let's latch it and see how we get on. It's starting out with a square wave, and I've got the LFO and the modulation going to the pitch width. The modulation here is on that square. It's got a bit of a scream to it. And there you can get almost like a double tone. Definitely sounds quite warm, quite rich. It's nice, definite analog. Right, I'm going to play a sequence on here. Stop with that nonsense. Play a sequence. I'm not going to show you how to program up the sequencer yet on this one, because I just want you to have a little listen to it and see what you can do. We'll get to the cables in a minute, because that's where it starts to get a bit more interesting, because the architecture is actually quite simple. You've just got two choices of wave shape. You've got a square and a saw, and then those are oscillators. They feed through to a filter, and then straight out you've got an envelope which you turn on, which you can route to the filter, but it also works on the amplitude as well, so you can't take that out of the way. And you've got the sustain there, so you can turn the sustain on and off, and one modulation on there, so it's not that complicated, but there's more tricks you can play once you start plugging it in. It's nowhere near as handy or as useful as a full modular synth, but it allows you a little bit, makes it a little bit more interesting, and you can do some various other things. So let's have a look and see what sequence I've got put on here at the moment. you can actually hear the envelope kicking in now. That gives you the envelope amount going to the VCF. You can turn it to negative. If you turn it onto a high pass filter, I'm going to change it to the saw wave to have a listen. In which case, a bit of modulation does nothing. And this is where I'm going to first use the cables. So, what you can do is take the pulse oscillator, put it into mix 1. And the saw, put it into mix 2. So this is where the outputs are, this is the inputs. And then if I take the VC mix output and I put it into external audio, I can swap between, and then this will either be the noise or the external audio. So if I turn the external audio all the way on, that's just playing the triangle wave. I've used that to swap between. If I've got the pitch, bit of a squelch there. One more thing I'd like to show before I kind of jack it in. This little plug there called a sine. You can set different parameters for that one. So what I've got going on there is a kind of a sample and hold thing. If I take that out and put it into the VCF cut-off thing, you can hear the VCF filter amount is changing fairly regularly on that, so adds a little bit more of variation to what's going on. There's another trick with this synth that I have in my arsenal, but that's when it's plugged into something else, and that I will save for a future day. Don't forget to subscribe, have fun, enjoy, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.